In this episode of Data Exposed, you'll learn how enabling the automatic registration feature in the Azure portal registers your current and future SQL Server on Azure Virtual Machines with the SQL IaaS Agent extension. And that unlocks a whole new set of benefits right here on Data Exposed. Well, welcome to this episode of Data Exposed. We're going to learn a little bit more today about the automatic registration feature for the IaaS Agent extension for SQL Server. So I'm curious about this myself. I've got Logan here with us today and Aditya that's going to also be joining us and helping me out to understand these things. Hey, Logan, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself in case folks didn't see the last episode?
Yeah, awesome, Buck. And my name is Logan Carrington. I'm a member of the Azure Relational Database Marketing team, where I specialize on product marketing for SQL Server and Azure Virtual Machines. It's great being back.
Fantastic. Now, Aditya, how about you? Tell us about yourself.
Hey, thanks, Buck. I'm excited to be here. I'm Aditya. I'm the product manager for IaaS Agent extension. If something is going good, it's my responsibility. If something is going bad, again, please come to me about IaaS Agent extension.
Yeah, you might say the buck stops there. Yeah. One of the things I failed to mention at the top of the hour here is that I'm actually sitting in as a guest host for Anna Hoffman. She'll be joining us again later. Well, listen, we're here to learn more about the IaaS SQL Server Agent extension. I think most of us know that IaaS, or infrastructure as a service, is just a virtual machine that's running SQL Server up in Azure. But how much work does it take to get this extension agent running?
Funny you asked that, Buck. With the automatic registration feature enabled, you don't actually have to manually install the SQL IaaS Agent extension on each VM yourself. We here at Microsoft will do the work for you. Once that is complete, all current and future VMs that have SQL Server installed, we register with the SQL IaaS Agent extension in lightweight mode, without downtime, and without restarting the SQL Server service. However, you still need to manually upgrade to full manageability mode to take advantage of the full feature set and all its capabilities.
Okay, awesome. That's great. So I guess there's prerequisites probably for using the IaaS extension agents with a SQL Server VM, right?
You're correct. You're correct there, Buck. You actually do need two things. Number one, an Azure subscription and at minimum controller role permissions. And two, an Azure Resource Model, Windows Server 2008 R2 or later virtual machines with SQL Server deployed to the public or Azure government cloud. Unfortunately, Windows Server 2008 is not supported here. Going a little bit deeper though, customers who register their SQL Server and Azure Virtual Machines with SQL IaaS Agent extension not only optimize cost, however, manageability of security is simplified, but high availability and storage administration are enhanced, making it easier for you to run your business in any workload.
That's great. So how do customers register the SQL Server IaaS Agent extension?
So you start by signing into your Azure portal. From there, you're going to navigate to the SQL VM resource page and select Automatic SQL Server VM Registration to open the automatic registration page. Choose your subscription from the drop-down and read those terms. If you agree, select I accept. The last step in the process, and most important, is selecting register to enable the feature and automatically register all current and, in the case of future, SQL Server and Azure Virtual Machines with the SQL IaaS Agent extension. A docs page will actually be linked below this video in case you missed any of the previous steps I just mentioned.
Fantastic. Well, that seems pretty straightforward. I think I even understand the prerequisites for the SQL Server on Azure Virtual Machines and the process to register those. So what's new with the SQL Server on Azure VMs and IaaS Agent extension? I mean, Aditya, why would I install it? What's the point?
So as Logan is rightly saying, it is very easy to register IaaS Agent extension to all the SQL Server virtual machines. But your question, why should I really do it? So the thing that we are doing with this IaaS Agent extension is actually making lives of DBAs and the administrators very easy. And again, like what Microsoft stands for, do more with less. So that's what we are kind of doing with IaaS Agent extension. So in recent past, Bug, we have introduced a lot of cool features for SQL Server on Azure Virtual Machines. Again, all these features are enabled by IaaS Agent extension. So I'll start with the first one, the favorite one that we kind of really started put our brains together to really get it. That is least privilege mode. So what is least privilege mode? So essentially, previously up until now, we used to take sysadmin privileges when IaaS Agent extension is on full mode. So Logan is talking about the automatic registration, which is lightweight mode. But if you want more features that SQL IaaS Agent extension gives you, you have to go to full mode. When you are in full mode, we used to take the entire sysadmin privileges, but we kind of went back and said, no, this is not the right way. And what we did is we came back with a thing called least privilege mode. So now we take exactly the permissions that are required for the feature that you have selected. Example, there is a feature called automated backup. Okay. If customer goes and selects that automated backup, I'm going to take only the backup admin to really do that. I'm not going to take any extra permissions on the machine. So we are making sure that we are being extremely secure that way. That is one thing. And the other cool feature, and I'm really excited about this too, is with SQL Server 2022. You can do the Azure Active Directory authentication. That is one of our flagship feature we have introduced with SQL Server 2022. But on-prem, you can do that with the Arc Agent, right? You have to have Arc Agent to do it. But when you're in Azure, we really would make your life more easy. So which means within 3 steps, and with the power of IaaS Agent extension, you can enable Azure Active Directory authentication of SQL Server 2022 in what do you say, Azure Virtual Machines. Just 3 clicks on.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Security, so important. And that integration. So I have a single place to sign on. It's not only more secure, but it's also handy. And if something's easy, then my users are going to be a little more secure because they're doing things that's easy for them to do. So important. Well, listen, thank you, Aditya and Logan. I learned a lot today about what's new with the IaaS Agent extension and SQL Server and Azure Virtual Machines. Now, to learn more, as we discussed today, about the IaaS Agent extension and SQL Server on Azure Virtual Machines, check out the documentation links below this video. And stay tuned for upcoming videos where we'll delve a little deeper into other options to leverage your workloads in SQL Server on Azure Virtual Machines right here on Data Exposed.